everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to make a video about yoga pants. Over the years, a lot of people have asked me about the kind of yoga clothing I prefer, the kind of pants I wear, where I get them from, what do I look for when I shop for for yoga pants, brands and styles and fits. And I thought, I've actually done an article about this a couple of months ago, but then I thought instead of actually writing a blog about this, I would make a video because that would make it easier. And this is the second time I'm shooting this video, and because the first time when I went to my closet to check out the pants that I have, there were so many. There were too many pants, and I couldn't figure out how to actually structure the video. So what I've done is I've actually taken a subset of the pants that I have, and I'm just going to show you the small collection that I've chosen and talk about why I prefer these fits or these particular brands or styles. And and personally, when I go shopping for yoga pants, what I look for is fit and functionality. And also the material that it's made out of. So in terms of fit, I don't like a lot of fuzz. I don't like very wide legs in my pants. I like a more fitted, fitted kind of leg. Because I just find it distracting when there's a lot of material on my clothes. If there's a lot of detailing, anything too fancy, I find it to be very distracting during practice. So I prefer very kind of basic, just yoga tights, yoga pants, which are very fuss-free, easy to wear. And over the years, I have noticed that I tend to gravitate more towards darker colors. I think that's just because it makes it easier. Like in the morning when I go from my practice and I'm rushing to class, it's just easier to put on a pair of black pants or any dark color and just pair a t-shirt with it. That's how I personally look at buying a pair of pants. And if I look at my closet right now, it is a lot of dark, very basic colors and colors that you can really pair with anything. And yeah, so I think when I talk about the pants that I have them all over here, why I've chosen to buy these particular pants, or why I choose to wear these particular pants. Maybe it'll give an insight to you about what you should look at in a pair of yoga pants. So let's get started. So first up are these two pants. So these are a pair of polka dotted running tights, and I do find myself wearing a lot of running tights for yoga because again, they're long, they stay in place, they fit well, they're snug. So there's not so much, there's not a lot of fabric, so it's not distracting when you're doing asanas or when you're bending or twisting. And at the same time, they allow for free movement. So this is this one is a pair of Nikes, and I remember going to the mall and to buy these. I wasn't really actually looking to buy these, but then I thought polka dots and a pair of running tights, it's an awesome combination, and I just had to buy them. But the great thing about this is that it's dry fit, so I do wear these when I run also. And these were made of plastic bottles, 10 less plastic bottles. So yeah, so Nike has these initiatives where they recycle their water bottles, plastic water bottles, and create yoga pants out of them or running tights out of them. And I felt good buying this because not only is it made out of recycled material, but it is also a fabulous looking pair of tights with all these polka dots. So yeah, and these are also not so long. Like sometimes when running tights get really long and then they bunch up at the ankles, I don't really like that also because I just find that too uncomfortable. So these are like the perfect fit. And that's why I really like wearing these, except right now because it's really hot in Bangalore. I don't really wear these, but yeah, during the winters I really prefer these. And like this weekend I'm off running in the mountains, and so I think I'll either take a pair of these, or I have another pair of tights which are really warm, again running tights, which I love to use for yoga as well. And yeah, and I find that these come in handy for runs as well. And the other pair of tights, again a dark color, and these again are really long, really fitted. And what I like about these is that they have this band on the ankle which really holds the tights close to the ankle. You don't have to really worry about the leg of the pants, like riding down and just getting into an uncomfortable situation. Basically, when I practice, I don't like to think too much about my clothing. Yoga pants should stay. You shouldn't worry about what they're doing when you're doing an inversion, or whether they're going to be able to stretch enough when you're really stretching in the Hanuman asana or something. So I really like both of these, but again, these are really warm and they're really really nice and comfortable. And so I can, because they're so warm, I can only wear them in the winter. So these days, unfortunately, I'm not wearing these too much. And yes, these are cotton blend, and maybe that's why they're so comfortable. Next, I have a pair of camouflage tights, and these are from a brand called Only, and I think I ordered them online or something. And what I like about these pants is that although they're long, and the material is thinner, significantly thinner than my dry fit and my cotton blend, the Puma pants. And so I can wear these. I can wear these in the summers also. In fact, even in this heat, these don't really make me, very uncomfortable. So I really like that about these pants. The one thing that I don't like about these pants, but the reason because of which I bought them, is the zipper on near the ankles. I just at the time I bought them, I thought it was just a little different from everything else that I had, so I bought them. It can get a little uncomfortable when you have to sit in Sukhasana. But I find that just like undoing the zipper and being able to pull up the legs also sometimes helps in when I have to demonstrate certain leg work or footwork, or the position of the ankles in. I find that sometimes it does come in handy when you really want to illustrate some very technical kind of footwork. So and they're camouflage, which I thought was kind of different and kind of nice. And so yeah, so I do wear these frequently, even when it's very hot. And next are another pair of black pants. These are not tights. These are actually it's a wider leg. These pants are really comfortable, and this was just a chance find. These are from a brand called Enamor, and I've heard that these pants did not really do very well in the market, but I just love them and I wear them all the time because they are so comfortable. I think the reason they're comfortable is because I think they're made out of 100% cotton. So they allow you to stretch. It doesn't even feel like you're not wearing a pair of fitted tights. It just feels more comfortable than a pair of fitted tights. And they look good also because it's a straight leg. And then there's this waistband. It's a fold over waistband, which I really like because it doesn't dig into your waist, and it's extremely comfortable. It really holds the pants into place. I heard a lot of people are wary of a fold over waistband, but in the pants, I haven't found any problems, and I find that the waistband is very uncomfortable. It has a little pocket as well, so you can put your phone in there, car keys. And yeah, the brand is Enamor. Remember, this is not a sponsored video. None of these pants have been sponsored, so these are just my personal favorites. And I think amongst all the pants, these I wear all the time, even when I'm not practicing yoga. If I just want to relax around the house, or like tomorrow morning, I have to drive a lot for like 6-7 hours, so I'm just gonna live in these. So these are amazing. For those of you who have access to Enamor, those of you living in India, I really suggest you go out and buy these, because these are just so comfortable even outside yoga class. Okay. And then I have another pair of pants which I only wear when I'm teaching, and I'm teaching a very easy class, when I don't have to demonstrate too much. And that is because these actually have a very wide leg. Okay, so if you are looking for pants to practice yoga in, I wouldn't suggest these, something which is so wide. But yes, if you're a teacher, or if you practice a form of movement where it's very relaxed, it's very slow. You don't have to worry about too much fabric gathering around your legs. You don't have to worry about your teacher being able to see the position of your ankles and your knees. Then I would really suggest these, because these are really comfortable. Again, they're super soft. I think that's why I bought them. They're just really soft, and they have a fold over waist as well, so that just adds to the comfort level. So yeah, these are from Zivame online, so you can check these out as well. However, remember, I don't recommend these for for when you actually go and attend a yoga class. So for instance, if you're coming to my class, I wouldn't really like a student wearing these, because I find that even when you're doing like the three-legged downward dog and your pants ride down, I find a lot of students getting very distracted by that. So this is not something I would recommend for a student, but as a teacher, when I'm just doing an easy class where I don't have to demonstrate too many asanas, I definitely do wear this. Okay, now the kind of pants that I used to wear and I don't wear anymore are the pants that stop right below your knee, or like 3/4 or something like that, capris. So I think my sister gave me this pair, and I have a lot of these, and as you can see, these are brighter than all the other pants. But the reason I don't like these is because I just prefer pants which are just a little bit longer. I find that they keep the muscles warm, so I can stretch more. And when you have pants like these, sometimes they dig into your calves, in the bottom, and these actually have a waistband which is supposed to keep your tummy pulled in, and I find that very restrictive as well. So this is not a fold over waistband. Maybe that's why it's so uncomfortable, but yeah, something just pulling your tummy in, and I find that very restrictive when you have to bend sideways for the Trikonasana, or even forward for the Uttanasana. So although I do sometimes wear these because in the weather right now, these are dry fit, so weather right now is really great for these, but I found that over the years I've gravitated away from these pants. I don't wear them too much anymore. And finally, I wanted to talk about yoga shorts, which every Iyengar yoga student and teacher should have a pair of. These are, you might have seen me wearing some of these in some photos on my Instagram or Facebook account. I do have 2 pairs of these, which I picked up last year when I went to Pune, and I literally lived in these. What's so special about these shorts is that they have an elastic around the waist, and they have an elastic around the legs, for each leg. So plus they have like a lot of material like around the hip joint, so you can do all the asanas without really worrying about limited movement, without even worrying about any kind of restriction besides the restriction of your own body and your own mind. So I find these very comfortable and very functional. And I have a pair of blue ones as well. So I would, if you are a student of Iyengar yoga, I would recommend that you actually get a pair of these, because nothing really comes close to the kind of comfort that you get when you practice in a pair of Iyengar yoga shorts. So yes, so this is an integral part of my wardrobe. When I go to Pune again, I will probably be living in this and the other pair that I have. And also, I'd like to talk about how I feel people should dress for yoga class, how I dress for my yoga class. And this is something that I learned once I started practicing Iyengar yoga, and specifically in the institute. I see a lot of people not tucking their shirts in, and I feel that if you tuck your shirt in, it really helps a lot. Let's say, for instance, the teacher has to adjust you, and you're in downward dog, and the teacher wants to really adjust your down dog, and your shirt is has ridden all the way up because you're in that inversion. Sometimes it's difficult for teachers to kind of adjust, especially when your skin is all sweaty and your hands could slip off. It becomes a little difficult to adjust a student who's when you have to adjust bare skin, when you have to touch bare skin. A t-shirt which is tucked in it actually helps you in helps the teacher in using that friction to kind of straighten your spine a little bit more. So yeah, and also, you know, if your skin is slippery, if the teacher has to kind of break your fall or hold you in some way, it just gets a little more uncomfortable to hold you or to adjust you. And also, so I always tuck my shirt in. I make sure that you know, my t-shirt is not too low, the neck is not too wide. I make sure that I wear clothes which don't get in the way of the practice. When I practice yoga, I just want to focus on what I'm doing. I don't really want to focus on what my clothes are doing or have to keep on adjusting my clothes all the time. So I always suggest to my students as well to tuck your shirts in, and to make sure that the necks are not so big that there's you know, that the teacher ends up seeing a lot more than what she or he want to see or should see. It just makes it easier. It allows you to focus on your practice. And yeah, and you know, I really, even for my own students, I really recommend that. So yeah, so these are this is a little bit about my wardrobe, my yoga wardrobe. I have a lot more of these yoga pants than I initially thought I did. I guess I'm some sort of clothes horse. But these are a few guidelines, and these are a few things that I think about when I buy my pants, and maybe these will come in handy for you as well. If you found this useful, let me know. If you have any other questions, let me know. Thank you.